Parental Apathy, a Case Study. My name is Rose, and I'm Assistant Principal at John F. Kennedy School, and I've been working on family engagement, keeping a notebook of all the my thoughts and ideas and feelings about this process to be able to reflect on it later. The current situation, what I know is my principal kind of believes that he has a good idea of the community and the family, and that families really are apathetic and they don't want to be involved. He does not want to have any negative parent interactions. I did talk with him about increasing family engagement, and he did agree to allow kind of a meeting so we could get a feel for the parents. And 8 parents did show up, which he was disappointed with and wanted to cancel the meeting. So that does show me that the principal is open to change a little bit and willing to hear some of my ideas. So I was feeling a little bit positive about that. Some questions that I have, however, are what does the principal feel like family involvement should look like? Why does he feel the parents do not want to be involved? I would like to know what the needs of our school are, ways that we could entice more parents to be involved. I would like to know how the PTO and PTA had been organized in the past. I need to know what times would be best for parents to meet. How many parents were involved. I also kind of need to know a little bit about the history of the PTO. Why did they disband? I have an asterisk beside that because on one hand, I do want to know so I can make sure history doesn't repeat itself, but I also don't really want to know too much about it because I would like to start this new group fresh and not have any preconceived negative connotations associated with it, and just start fresh. The problem, the way I see it, is we have actually 2. The first problem is our school does not really seem to value or see the benefit of parent involvement. And the second problem is the parents are not engaged and involved with the school activities. In thinking, I've been thinking about the steps to success and created a plan of action. My first step is to convince the principal that there is a need. He thinks that everything's kind of okay, and I do disagree. I believe I have a little bit of an undertaking to do to convince the staff and the principal. I have been working on that. I've created a couple of emails we've been exchanging back and forth, as well as some text messaging. I've asked him if I could reach out to the parents and create a survey to kind of get a needs assessment. And he asked a few questions about that and finally gave the go-ahead. So my second step is to survey the parents and see what best times and dates would work for them. So I have created an online survey that will be distributed via paper form on the Monday packets, as well as the online through Remind emails and send a text link for parents to be able to access. The questions that I really needed to ask them are the dates and times that would be best for them. And I also wanted to know if they were interested in being part of a group. The fourth thing that I really needed to know is if they had any special talents or skills or a service that they would be willing to share with our school, because the talents that the families have are very valuable to us, and we need to value them so they understand that they bring a lot to our school. And they feel valued and important, which will make them want to be more involved in the future. I also would like to know from the parents what they see a need for our school is. How do they feel that they could most help and benefit our school to aid in student success? The next step is to promote and market a new opportunity called Helping Hands. I would like to rebrand our parent group because they did have one in the past. I'm not sure of the history of that, so I don't want to bring any negative connotations that might have been associated with the former group into this new one. I would like to start fresh and have Helping Hands, just a way to lend a hand to the school and increase student and parent engagement. We need to send multiple notes out, multiple ways. for the meeting we just had with the 8 parents, only 1 note had been sent home, and we've got to be much more vigilant about promoting that. I created 1 little postcard that will be sent out. We'll be asking the teachers to select 2 or 3 parents from each classroom that they can either send via mail or personally deliver them to a few parents and make that personal connection, because I think we'll have a much better turnout when you make a personal connection with a family. My next step is helping the parents establish a parent group and then mentor that group through the process for the year to help them make sure they understand the process and can build a successful parent group and maintain it. I've created their first agenda for them. The first step is to help them introduce themselves to each other. I think it's important that they give their name, their children, their grade level, so the other parents in the group can then make those connections and form new relationships so they feel more like a family. I need to explain the rules to them. I've also found a video that I think would be very beneficial that I will show the parents and the staff to really teach them about the benefits of parent involvement and the way it can help the children and the school. I would like to find at that meeting a few parents that could head that and perhaps be the president, secretary, in order to facilitate the agendas and the meetings. During this first group, we will be selecting a time and date based on the findings from the survey I sent out as we look at the data and from the needs assessment. We'll also foreshadow the next meeting. I think it's important to tell parents what we will be discussing in the next time so they can go back to friends and say, hey, our next meeting we're going to be talking about a fundraiser. If you want to have input, come on. So I think that's very important. And the final thing I think that is important when finishing a meeting is that the minutes are always sent out to everybody, not just the people that attended the meeting, but everybody that is in a contact list. Just because a parent is unable to attend a meeting, it doesn't mean they don't care. It means they had other things and they just couldn't make it to this meeting. But by sending out the information to all, it keeps everybody informed. Here's a video that I think will really benefit parents and my staff to help get them on board. It's loading. Parent involvement matters. Getting involved makes a difference in your child's life. Involved parents make a positive impact on kids and their school. Research proves parent involvement is important. Many in-depth research studies have been conducted over the past 30 years, and they show that more parents are involved, the more likely the child is to succeed. Children with involved parents get better grades and score higher on tests. They attend school regularly. They have better social skills. Children with involved parents get their homework done. They are more positive about school and are more likely to graduate and go on to higher education. Every parent can do it. Research also shows it does not matter where you're from or how much money you have. Every involved parent can make a difference. Some tips for getting involved: join a parent group like Helping Hands. Build relationships with your child's teacher. Talk to your child about their day. Read with your child. Even older kids benefit from read-alouds. Be a homework coach. Keep learning active and fun at home. By getting involved, you say to your child that your education matters. You are important to me. If you are involved, you know what's happening at school. That makes a better, stronger advocate for your child. Parent involvement matters. you can make a difference. I think that's a very powerful video to show the parents and the staff because it does make all the difference in the world. My final step is to continue to promote and advertise the success of the parent group, no matter how small. If there are 8 people that show up this one, I hope the next meeting we have 9. Promotes, advertise on Facebook, social media every time the group does anything. What is best for students? Collaboration, communication, and celebration. It has to be constant, and it has to be by all parties. It has to be by the school, the family, the children, the community. Everybody needs to be working together. They need to be talking. They need to be celebrating successes. That's attendance, it's growth, it's cooperation, it's attending functions, all of it. We must work together. We are a circuit, and as soon as we remove one component, the energy of that circuit diminishes. To debrief, I'm very excited about the 8 people that showed up. That proves that I'm not doing this on my own. I value parents' input, and they value being part of our school. That's why they showed up. I believe if 8 people came this time, that I can get at least 9 people to come next time. I feel energized about all we are going to accomplish this year, and I value the parents' commitments. Just because a parent doesn't show up, it doesn't mean they don't care. Every person gets agendas. Every person gets the minutes. We will just give information in, excuse me, as many ways as we can because we want to inform all. Some unresolved questions that I still have is I'm wondering if child care is an issue. If I was able to get some child care at the meetings, would more parents be able to come? Would the turnout be better if we met off campus? Sometimes parents have a negative connotation with school and put up a wall. Perhaps if we met at a coffee shop or someplace, we would have a better turnout. What are the expectations and visions of teachers in regards to parent involvement? I'd like to know what their needs are. I'll be putting together a needs assessment to send out to the teachers to help me determine that. And I wonder if providing meals or an incentive would help with attendance. The following are the standards that we've really looked at as we've dealt with this. We're working on coming together with a plan to support the relationships. We're working to promote a model effective communication between all stakeholders. We're inspiring and facilitating among all stakeholders. We're creating a shared vision. We engage in an ongoing process to develop, implement, and communicate technology-infused strategic plans aligned with our shared vision. We're doing all of this together. We are developing and collaborating to form relationships with families and caregivers. We are supporting a collaborative process for developing and implementing a school vision. We're identifying strategies and practices to build an organizational capacity that promote continuous and sustainable school improvement. And we're working collaboratively with school, community to improve teaching and learning. Here's my resource from YouTube for that video that was made by the PTO Association.